Hello everyone, welcome back to this channel. Today in this video, we'll be talking about a question paper of the recently held JKPSC 10 plus 2 lecture exam in the subject of botany. We will try to explain all the questions in detail. We will also try to explain their options as well. Without further ado, let's start with the first question, which is which of the following symbols represents bilabiate corolla and diadelphous stamens? Bilabiate corolla, if you look at it, it means two-lipped petals. Okay, and it is the feature of family Lamiaceae. That means the petals are present in two fused groups. In the upper lip, two petals are fused, and in the lower lip, three petals are fused. That's why it is also called as 2 by 3 arrangement. And the diadelphous is it's the condition found in Fabaceae or Peperoniaceae. Okay, here the stamens are fused in two groups. In Fabaceae, we have one group contains one stamen only, while as another group has nine, okay, which are fused. These nine are fused. So it's 1 plus 9, 9 fused stamens. If you look at the options, option B seems to be the correct option here. C 2 by 3 and A 1 plus 9 is the bilabiate corolla and diadelphous stamens condition. Okay. Coming to the question number 2, match the following. Versatile anthers are found in Triticum. Super is found in Delphinium. Aryl is found in lychee. Aryl is the extension of the seed coat, and umbel matches with funiculum. So according to this, one with four, one with three, okay, one with three, two with one. So option A is the correct option here. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 3, which says that alkaloids are organic nitrogen containing bases, usually with heterocyclic rings. Yes, alkaloids are indeed nitrogen containing bases with heterocyclic rings. And then statement 2 is alkaloids are present only in angiosperms. Only is a dangerous word here because biology, as you know, is a science of exceptions, and only is usually wrong. Any statement in which only is present is usually wrong. So this statement is also wrong. Statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is wrong. Statement 1 is correct. Okay, option B. Moving on to the next, fourth question is which of the following statement define the principle of parsimony? There is this principle of parsimony, principle of simplest explanation, which says that the most likely evolutionary route is the shortest hypothetical pathway of changes. Um, you may have heard about this quote that when the answer is simple, remember that God is answering. Okay, so it's I think Einstein's quote, but I'm not very sure. Okay, so principle of parsimony is the principle of simpleness, is the principle of shortness. Okay, so option D is the correct answer here. Question number 5 is the phenomena of persistence of juvenile features in mature organisms is known as neoteny. Option C. If you look at apomorphy, apomorphy is derived characters. Derived characters. And pleisomorphy is the presence of ancient characters. Ancient characters. And when the derived characters are shared between two taxa, we call that as synapomorphy. And in case of pleisomorphy, when the ancient characters are shared by different taxa or two taxa, is called synplesiomorphy. Okay, I think it's synplesiomorphy. Kindly check it. Okay. Question number 6. Question number 6 is the rhizome of ginger and corm of colocasia are examples of homologous organs because the ginger and corm are the modifications of stem. Okay, and that means they have same origin, which makes them homologous organs. Analogous organs have different origin, but they perform similar kind of function. Question number 7 is read the statements given below and choose the correct options. The stem of angiophytes separated from the sister groups in Triassic period. It is regarded as the right. Yes, I have checked it on internet as well. Then the crown angiophytes split into extant group in late Jurassic period. This is also regarded as correct as far as the P is concerned. So both statements are correct and represent the origin of angiosperms. Option C is the correct option here. Question number 8 says which of the following Indian scholars compiled Riksh Ayurveda. Riksh means tree. Okay, Ayurveda means kind of a description or the collection, and philosophical collection. Okay, so philosophy of trees. Uh, there are two versions. One is the fourth century version, which was written by Prasara, and there is the 10th century version. 10th century version, which was written by Surpala. Okay. Okay. Question number 9. Match the following. Casper Bowen. It's a repetitive question because this was also asked in the plus 3 exam in 2023. Uh, Casper Bowen introduced binomial nomenclature. So it's a repetitive question. J.P. de Tournefort gave us the concept of genus. Andreas Cisalpino is the first plant taxonomist, and Carolus Linz is father of taxonomy. So Casper Bowen, second. One matches with second in option D. Okay, moving on to the question number 10. Dalgarno sequence facilitates which of the following processes? It facilitates translation in prokaryotes because it marks the sequences which are important for the initiation of translation in prokaryotes. Question number 11. Which of the following is essential for translation in prokaryotes? It's magnesium 2 positive because it is this ion which helps us in binding of ribosomal subunits. Ribosomal subunits. Okay, that is, you have 50s ribosomal subunit. It binds with 30s with the help of this magnesium 2 positive ion. Okay, so it is essential for translation. Question number next is question number 12. Consider the following statements. The signal sequence is a short amino acid sequence found in proteins at the N terminal end. Yes, definitely. Reason is it is involved in directing proteins to their specific location in eukaryotic cell. Yes, definitely. So both assertion and reason are correct. Assertion and reason both are correct. Option A. Question number 13 says, which of the following is an amphiboolic pathway? It is citric acid cycle or TCA cycle. It's an amphiboolic pathway. Amphiboolic means which is both anabolic and catabolic in nature. C3 cycle, C4 cycle, and SCAM cycle are anabolic processes which synthesize carbohydrates in plants. Okay. Question number 14. Which of the following is the key intermediary in the metabolism of amino acids, fats, and carbohydrates? It is none other than acetyl coenzyme A. Next question is match the following. Split genes were discovered by Sharp and Roberts. Ribozymes were discovered by uh, Ketch and Altman. Wobble hypothesis, Francis Crick. Opron model, Lagopron model, Jacob and Monod. One matches with three, okay, in option A and option D. Then two matches with one, two matches with one, two matches with one. Option D is the correct answer here. Okay. And question number 16 now. Which of the following is the only achiral amino acid and why? The only achiral amino acid is glycine because it has R group as H. Okay. The R group here is H. Okay. And this makes it achiral. Chiral is the carbon which is attached to four different groups, which is the case in all other amino acids except for glycine. Question number 17 is in A, there is formation of humus, and this A zone is brown to gray in color. Okay, this grayness is due to the elevation or the leaching of nutrients from the zone A and forms a transition zone between A and B. This transition zone between A and B is considered part of the A, and that's why A zone is also known as alluvial zone, which makes it this leaching makes it light colored. Okay, zone A is light colored as mineral elements accumulate in this zone. No, they get leached out. They get leached out. So assertion is correct. Reason is not correct. The assertion is correct, but the reason is incorrect. Okay. Moving on to the next question, number 18, which is alluvial and aeolian are types of residual soils. This question is kind of out of syllabus, I should say, because this mainly discusses the formation of soils, which is a geological part of the soils anyway. So the question has come. So let's learn a bit here. Alluvial soils and Aeolian soils are types of residual soils. No, they are not residual soils, because residual soils are formed at the base of the parent rock itself. They are the residues which remain at the, if suppose this is a rock, it gets weathered. Weathering takes away these materials, and the weathering reaches to the bottom of it, and there the remains here, the residual is here, then form the soil, which is called the residual soil. However, alluvial soil forms at a distant place, away from the original rock, uh, and that happens because of the sedimentous, or the deposits of rivers and streams, which take away these rocks and deposit them at a different place, and hence form alluvial soils. Aeolian soils, it's actually aeolian, AEO. Okay, so these are air transported soils. Okay, so this is also not a residual soil, so this statement is not correct. So residual soils, what does the reason say? Reason says that residual soils are those in which the process of soil formation is completed in different places. No, as I already said, residual soils are formed at the same place of original rock. So this statement is also incorrect. Both assertion and result are incorrect. So option B should be the right answer here. Okay, I hope you are getting this. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 19. What does this say? Sunken stomata are found in cyophytes. Sunken stomata are found in cyophytes. No, sunken stomata is the feature of xerophytes. Or we can say it is the feature of water conserving plants. So it's the assertion is not correct. How about reason? Reason says that sunken stomata prevent excess loss of water due to transpiration. Yes, this is correct. Reason is correct. However, assertion is not correct. Option D seems to be the right answer here. Moving on to the next question, question number 20. Velamin is a layer of specialized cells found in the roots of. It is found in the roots of epiphytes, and it helps in the absorption of moisture from the air. Epiphytes are those plants which are found on the trunks of large wood trees, and these epiphytes, since they do not have roots connected to the ground, they have these hanging roots, velamin roots, which absorb the moisture from the air itself, and they also have these epiphytes also have clinging roots, clinging roots, which help them cling to the plant, okay, to the woody plant or the tree, we can say. Okay, so moving on to the next question number 21, which is Euphorbia hirta is found in two morphological variants which belong to the same genetic stock, and the variations are reversible. Such variants are known as ecads, or they are also called as ecophenes. Ecophenes, where the variation is just environmental, not genetic. Okay, and if you move from ecophenes, then comes ecotypes. Here, the variation is both environmental as well as genetic, and then you move on to ecospecies. Okay, what is the difference between ecotypes and ecospecies? Ecospecies, if they interbreed, they do not produce a viable offspring. Viable offspring they do not produce. However, ecotypes, when they interbreed, they can produce viable offspring. Yes. So this is a difference. Okay. Uh, what about this compilospecies? Sibling species, they are morphologically indistinguishable, okay, but reproductively associated species. This is an interesting concept here. Compilospecies. Compilospecies are the aggressive species. These are aggressive species which acquire or assimilate, or you can say steal genetic material from another species. So, if suppose this is a species which is an aggressive, it steals its genetic material from this very species. So this bee species is regarded as donor. Okay, and this compiler species steals the DNA, steals the genes, and hence how it can steal these genes by hybridization. Okay, by hybridization and backcrossing. And this donor species will lose its genetic advantage, will lose its genetic material, and could become extinct even. So, compiler species are very, very important concept. So it could come in the next examination. Okay. Okay, I hope it's making sense. Question number 22 says, match the following. These are the different steps of succession. So, nuration is the development of bare area. Yes. Ecosis is the successful establishment. Migration is the movement. Okay, stabilization is the interaction between new populations. If you knew about nutation, so you could have easily done this question, which is option D is the correct answer here. Okay, moving on to the next question, which is question number 23. The maximum growth rate of population under favorable conditions and unlimited resources is known as biotic potential. Okay, fecundity is the number of offspring produced by a female over its lifetime. Okay, so question number 24. Question number 24 says, which of the following community characters is an analytical as well as synthetic characters? So, dominance is the community characteristic, which is both analytical as well as synthetic character. Okay. Question number 25. The universal model of flow of energy in an ecosystem is Y shaped. Yes, this because this Y-shaped model was given by Odom, and it explains the energy flow in grazing as well as detritus food chains. So reason seems to be the correct as well. So according to this, then both assertion and reason are correct, and reason justifies the assertion. Okay. Then moving on to the next question, which is 26. Ronkier gave us the life forms. Option C and D is the are the options where one matches with two. Then you have Clement. Clements gave us monoclimax theory. Okay, so option two matches with first. Option two matches. So D is here the correct answer. If you confirm it with A.G. Tennesley, A.G. Tennesley gave us the polyclimax model of climax community. Then E.P. Odom gave us a Y-shaped energy flow model. So option D seems to be the correct option here. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 27, which says that a species with high abundance value and low frequency indicates that low frequency and high abundance value that indicates that the species is localized and is restricted in distribution. Now, moving on to the next question, which is who among the following were awarded Nobel Prize for discovering the alpha helix structure of proteins? This question could be solved by elimination method because if you look at the option A, it is Morris Wilkins and Rosalind Franklin. They gave us the X-ray diffraction model. Then you have Sanger, which is involved in sequencing process of DNA. Hargobind Khurana, synthesis of DNA oligos. And then only option D remains, which is the correct answer here in this case as well. So moving on to the 29th question, which is the thickening present in the pit membrane of bordered pit is known as its torus. Okay, the bordered pit is present in the conifers, and this bordered pit has a special thickening in the middle, which is called torus, which prevents cavitations from happening, from spreading from one trachea to the another trachea. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 30, which says that fungal cell wall is primarily made up of primarily made up of chitin and beta glucans. There are also other polysaccharides like mannan, like chitosan, in different groups of fungi. Okay. Okay. So question number 31 says, which of the following is the best technique to study arrangement of membrane proteins? So the right answer is freeze fracture technique, where everything is freezed and then you kind of fracture the plasma membrane and study the proteins. Okay. Question number 32 says, which of the following statements about the particle of Fernandez Moran is not true? Particle of Fernandez and Moran, which is called a FOF1 particle, Fernandez and Moran particle, or it is referred to as ATP synthase. So from the statements here given, you have to choose the one which is not correct about ATP synthase. So they are found on the outer mitochondrial membrane. Okay, so this statement is not correct. So right option is option A. They are involved in process of ATP synthesis. Option B is correct. So is option C. They are also known as oxysomes. Option D says their round headpiece faces towards the matrix. Yes, which is the F1 particle, and FO particle is embedded in the membrane. Okay. The next question is question number 33. We say that which of the following histone acts as a linker histone? It is without any reason H1, H2, H3, and H4 are the core histones. Okay. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 34, which says that which of the following statements is not true about exoneme? Okay, exoneme is a part of flagella, so it has 9 plus 2 arrangement of tubules. Yes, it has 9 plus 2 arrangement. It is the basal part of flagella. No, it is not the basal part of flagella. It is actually the other part. Except the basal part, it is the other part of the flagella. It is surrounded by plasma membrane. Okay, yes, it has tubulins and dyneins. So the correct answer is option B. Option B is the correct answer here. Okay. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 35. We say that the chemiosmotic of ATP synthesis, chemiosmosis of ATP synthesis can be experimentally verified, demonstrated by using which of the following combinations? Isolated cell wall, no. Isolated cell wall and pH gradient, no. Isolated thylakoids and NAK was no. Okay, option D is the correct answer here. Um, because this ATP synthase is present in the thylakoids. Okay. According to Van Hoff's equation for osmotic pressure, which of the following is not true? Van Hoff's equation is for osmotic pressure, it is pi equals I CRT, where I is Van Hoff's factor, Van Hoff's factor, or Van Hoff's constant. T is the concentration of the solute, R is universal gas constant, and T is temperature. So is not true. We have to remember not is here. So it is directly proportional to the volume. There is no mention of volume. So this is the correct answer here. It is directly proportional to the number of moles of solvent. Yes. It is directly proportional to the temperature. Yes, temperature is there. It is directly proportional to the gas constant. Yes, it is there. R is there. Okay, moving on to the next question, question number 37. We say that which of the following plant material is most appropriate for studying membrane permeability in classroom? You use this beetroot, okay, Beta vulgaris. Beta vulgaris has, if you look at the cell of Beta vulgaris, it has a big tonoplast, large tonoplast, and this tonoplast contain a purple colored pigment, which is an anthocyanin, which gives the purple color to the beetroot. And this is the perfect model for studying membrane permeability in classroom, where you get the slices of the beetroot and you put them in test tubes and boil those, and then you check the concentration of this anthocyanin leaked from these vacuoles, through the tonoplast. Okay. Moving on to the question number 38. Which of the following is not the criteria for essentiality of elements? It's Arnold's essentiality criteria. So option A says its absence, excuse me, sorry. Its absence should lead to a symptom or illness in the plant. Yes, this is correct. It is essential for plant to complete its life cycle. Yes, without this, plants cannot complete their life cycle. Option C says it cannot be substituted by any other element. Yes, then and then only it is essential. Option D says it should be present in large quantity in soils as well as plant. No, this is not the criteria. So option D is the correct answer here. Okay. Moving on to the next question number 39. You have to match the following: F.E. Blackman, Robert Emerson, Robert Hill, Govindji. If you look at this question, this guy is famous. Robert Emerson is famous, and it is famous for red drop and the two pigment system. Okay, so match second with one. Okay, it is present only in option A, so option A should be the correct. One with three, so F.E. Blackman, dark phase in photosynthesis. Three with four, Robert Hill gave us the Hill reaction, where this guy used a non-physiological oxidant, DCPIP. Okay, and then fourth matches with Z scheme. Govinji is matched with Z scheme. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 40. Here is you are given this diagram which represents the Z scheme, famous Z scheme in chloroplasts, the scheme of electron transport. So you what you have to do in the above scheme, which of the following represents A, B, C, and D? A, yes, it is P680, P680, okay, and it gets excited to P680 star. Then this gives its electron to Pheophytin, okay. Pheophytin is a magnesium molecule, sorry, a chlorophyll molecule without magnesium, okay. No magnesium is present. Then quinone A, quinone B, then B. This should be cytochrome B6F. But this cytochrome B6F then gives it to plastocyanin, which is a mobile electron carrier. This plastocyanin then gives it to P680. So C should be P680. Sorry, P700. My bad. P700. Okay. Then this P700 absorbs the far-red light and it gets excited to P700 star, and then it gives its electron to A0, A1, ferrous sulfur, ferridoxin, and this FNR is an enzyme here. Is an enzyme, ferridoxin NADP reductase. So this FNR then reduces NADP to NADPH. So T should be NADPH. Okay. If you look at this, if you look at the options here, A is P680, B is blastocyanin. No. A is P680, B is cytochrome B6F. Yes. C is P700, and D is NADH. Uh, no, it's not NADH. It's NADPH. But there is no NADPH below. Okay. Option B seems to be correct, but this question could have been challenged because there is no NADPH here, because this NADPH has phosphate, which is pretty important because this phosphate means it has four oxygen atoms. Okay, it has four oxygen atoms in it. Okay, so this question could be challenged because it does not contain NADPH, it contains NADH. Okay, moving on to the next. Which of the following is the significant advantage of Krebs anatomy in seafood plants? Krebs anatomy is found in seafood plants like wheat, sorry, like maize. Maize is a seafood plant, and it helps in increasing the concentration of carbon dioxide. Okay. Question number 42. Which of the following is the correct sequence of organelles in which the reactions of C2 takes place? Carbon 2 cycle, which is also called a glycolytic pathway. Glycolytic pathway. Okay, C2 cycle or photorespiratory cycle. Okay, it starts in chloroplast, yes, and then into the peroxisome. So option A is the correct option here. Moving ahead, we have question number 43. Carbohydrate uh, forms pyruvic acid by the process of glycolysis, yes. Then this pyruvic acid in the absence of oxygen goes into fermentation. Okay, in the above flow chart, the X and Y are okay. Presence of oxygen, it will give carbon dioxide plus water. Okay, and in absence of oxygen, it will give lactic acid as well as ethyl alcohol, but plus water, no. Lactic acid plus oxygen, no, not at all. Ethyl alcohol plus water, no. Okay, option D, ethyl alcohol plus carbon dioxide, because their pyruvate is changed into acetaldehyde, and this acetaldehyde is then changed into ethanol by the enzyme alcohol dehydrogenase. This pyruvate decarboxylase then changes this pyruvate into acetaldehyde with the release of carbon dioxide. Okay, moving on. Question number 44. Which of the following is an inhibitor of hexokinase? It's glucose 6 phosphate. That is, this glucose 6 phosphate then it gives a feedback loop. The concentration, if the concentration of glucose 6 phosphate increases, this glucose 6 phosphate binds to the hexokinase and inactivates it. It's a kind of feedback loop. Question number 45. Arrange the following substrates in the increasing order of respiratory quotient. Uh, fats, okay, fats, proteins, carbohydrates, and organic acids. Organic acids have larger respiratory quotient. It can also go to 4 in case of organic acids. So option A is the correct answer. Moving on to the next 46. In photostationary state, phytochrome PR is 97% and PFR is 3%. This is correct. If you look at phytochrome, it is present in two forms. PR form is changed into PFR form by red light. By red light. And by the far red light, this PFR changes back to PR, far red. At the photostationary phase, in Tay and Tiger, it is written as 98% and 2%. So it's more or less same. So in photostationary state, phytochrome PR is 97% and this assertion is correct. How about reason? The reason says the psychological responses seen in plants is due to PFR. Yes, it is the active form. So both assertion and reason are correct. Option D is the correct answer. 46. 47. Match the following. What are the easiest options here? If you look at Kara, Kara has this MLM stars. So three matches with four, three matches with four. So option C is the correct answer. Then you can easily match Nostoc has acinites and Valox has Plaque stage, Chlamydomonas has Palmella stage. Moving on to the question of 48, it's which of the following is the source of ergot alkaloids? It is Claviceps purpurea. Okay. Okay. Question of 49. Species of trichoderma are used as biocontrol agents. Yes, they are used as biocontrol agents which kill fungi. Okay. And then you have reason says that biocontrol agents are hyperparasites and kill other fungi. Yes, biocontrol agents, but some biocontrol agents are hyperparasites and kill other fungi. This reason is partly correct, but we cannot say it is entirely correct. So this is wrong. Assertion is right, assertion is correct, and reason is incorrect. Option D. Moving ahead, we have question number 50. Which of the following is not true for lichens? They are source of litmus. Yes, they are source of litmus. They are climax species. No, they are not climax species. So option B is the correct answer here. They have been used as, yes, source of food. They are a source of essential oils. Okay. Question number 51. Question number 51 says, which of the following facilitate attachment of bacteriophage to the host? It is tail fiber. Okay. But the answer key has given option C. If you look at the structure of a bacteriophage, it's like this. You have a collar and then you have tail fibers. Collar is kind of a middle ground which helps us in maintenance of structure. Maintains structure. And it also helps us in attachment of these fibers to the bacteria. But the main attachment is done by tail fibers. Okay. Theodaner is credited with the discovery of it's credited he is credited with the discovery of prions. Sorry, virides. Prions were discovered by Stanley Prusner. Ribozymes were discovered by Thomas Jack. And PPLOs are phytoplasmas. Phytoplasmas are mycoplasmas. PPLO's full form is pleuropneumonia-like organisms, and these phytoplasma do not have no cell wall. Do not have cell wall, and that's why they are also called as jokers of the plant kingdom because they can acquire any shape as these are flexible. Okay, question number 53 says that the simplest and earliest group of embryophytes are bryophytes. Which of the following term is used when sporophyte develops from gametophyte without gametic union? So, apogamy. Apo means away. Gamy means fusion. Okay, fusion of gametes. So it's apogamy. Apospory is the formation of the gametophyte without formation of spore. Okay, from the sporophyte. Okay. Question number 55 is which of the following characters is common between algae and bryophytes? Zygote forms the embryo. No, it happens only in bryophytes, while as in case of algae, zygote directly goes into the meiosis and forms meiospores. Amphibious habitat, no. Bryophytes are called as amphibians of the plant kingdom. Yeah, you may get confused because algae lives in water, and some algae live on land. Some live in water, some live on land. However, they are not called amphibians because amphibian is the one which can live both in water as well as on land. So okay, option C, starch is reserve food. Yes, starch is reserve food. This is the correct answer. Presence of water conduction system. None of these have water conduction system. So moving on to the next. Which of the following are not liverworts? Markensia is a liverwort. Parmelia is not a liverwort. It's a lichen. So option B. Question number 57. Consider the following statements. Elaters are present in sporophyte of some bryophytes. Yes. They are not present in all, but some bryophytes have elaters which help in spore dispersal. Yes. Both assertion and reason are correct. Option A. Gymnosperms and pteridophytes do not have which character in common? Circinate venation, yes, they have circinate venation. Both of these groups have circinate venation. Taproot system. This should be the correct answer because in pteridophytes there is no taproot system. Instead, they have adventitious root system. Okay. Dominant sporophytic phase, yes, both of these have dominant sporophytic phase. Then you have sporophylls bearing sporangi, yes, they bear these sporophylls. Question number 59. The vascular bundle which has both centripetal and centrifugal xylem is known as um, it is known as diploxylic. You may get confused with the mesozoic, but the correct answer is diploxylic. Ovules in cycas are they are orthotropous and unitegmic. Okay. Question number 61. Haplostele is found in Rhinia. Yes, Rhinia is a fossil pteridophyte, and yes, they have the simplest form of stele called a haplostele. Haplostele is the simplest. Yes, it is the simplest form where solid xylem core is surrounded by phloem. Okay, the solid xylem core is surrounded by phloem. This is xylem and this is phloem. So both assertion and reason are correct. Option C. Moving on to the next, which of the following characters are not common between gymnosperms and angiosperms? Pre-nuclear division in zygotes. Uh, this is true to some extent. Option B, siphonogamous fertilization or not. Huh? We have to look for not. This is present in both, so no. Presence of vessels. Presence of vessels. This is also present. Both have, but if you look at gymnosperms, they are regarded as vesselless, except netails. Except netails. Presence of embryo suspensor. This is also present in both. So free nuclear diffusion, but some sources say that there is an angiosperm peonia which shows this pre-nuclear division in zygote. So you can either have both presence of vesselers and free nuclear division in zygote, or you can have none. So this question was definitely challengeable. Question number 63. Consider the following statements. Kink in protein is a sharp bend in alpha helix. Yes. Presence of proline is often responsible for kink. Yes, because of its amino group, this proline forms bends in the alpha helix. So both assertion and reason are correct, and reason explains assertion. Option D. Which of the following is not a primary metabolite? ATP, carotenoids, enzyme sugars. Carotenoids are not primary metabolites. They are accessory pigments. Which of the following is true for facilitated transport? Requires special membrane proteins. Yes. Facilitated transport or facilitated diffusion requires special membrane proteins. Yes. Highly selective. Yes. This is correct. This is correct. Uphill transfer. No, this is not correct. So option C is the correct answer. Transport saturators. Yes. When all the membrane binding sites, when all the binding sites of the transported protein are occupied, yes, at that time the transport saturates. Question number 66. Which of the following plant is best suitable for observing plasmolysis under classroom conditions? It's a new question. I have seen this question for the first time. So the answer key says that option A is the correct answer here. Okay. Uh, Question number 67. Which of the following is not a part of symplast? Cosperine strips, yes. Protoplast, this is not. This is a part. Cell wall is also not a part. So this question has pericycle. Yes, pericycle cells also are a part of simplast. So Casperus, Stripus, and cell wall are both correct answers. You could have challenged this question. Which of the following defines imbibition? Imbibition is the physical phenomena where the water is absorbed, absorbed by solid. Okay, option C. It is the type of diffusion where water is absorbed. It's actually absorbed. Okay, it's moves through semi-permeable membrane. No, this is the most appropriate, but it's absorbed by the solid. Okay. Which of the following is essential part of nitrogenase? It's molybdenum. You have morphy protein in the nitrogenase. Which of the following members of which of the following are good model systems for intra-ovarian pollination? Astraceae papaveraceae is the correct answer. Okay. Question number 71. Among the following types of embryogeny in angiosperms, which does not have first division in zygote horizontal? You might have got confused here because which the question asks which does not have first division in zygote horizontal. You may have learned about the types where this uh, two-celled embryo, you have a CA and CB cell, and based on the division in this and the contribution of basal cell to the formation of the embryo, we have different types like ester type, we have uh, karyophyte type, okay, we have crucifer type, but there is this exception, and in all these cases the first division is horizontal. However, in piperid type, first division of the zygote is not horizontal, is not transverse. So piperid is the correct answer. Question number 72. Polyembryony is an abnormal feature in citrus. No, it's a normal feature. Okay, so it's incorrect. Polyembryony is the occurrence of more than two embryos in an ovule. Reason is correct. Assertion incorrect. Assertion is incorrect. Reason is correct. Question number 73. My myrmecophily is defined as ants, yes, dispersal of seeds by ants. Question number 74. Who among the following was the first to observe triple fusion in angiosperms? It was Noah Sheen, okay, who gave this double fertilization concept. If you look at Strasburger, he gave us the concept of mitosis, or he discovered mitosis. MIC, pollen tube, Camerarius gave us this sexual reproduction in plants. He discovered sexual reproduction in plants. Moving on to the next question, which is question number 75. Which of the following is also known as dwarf male in Odogonium? It's Nenandria. Okay. Acanids are found in nostoc. Okay. Uh, Question number 76. Which of the following structures help fungi in adhering to the surface of host? Sclerotium, no. Stromata, no. Prosenchyma, no. Aprisorium. Yes, these are the modifications of fungi. Fungi, fungal hyphae. Okay, these are the modifications of fungal hyphae. And aprisorium forms when this fungi gets attached to the surface of a host. Question number 76, 77. In the equation for population growth curve, this is the population growth curve equation, logistic population growth curve equation. Um, K denotes carrying capacity. Okay. And N denotes number of individuals. N denotes number of individuals. dN by dt is the rate of change of number of individuals. Okay. Question number 78. Phenylketonuria results due to which of the following? Degradation of phenyl pyruvic acid? No. Accumulation of phenyl propanoic acid? No. Accumulation of phenylalanine? Yes. Phenylalanine, this amino acid accumulates in the brain and which causes phenylketonuria. Accumulation of phenyl pyruvic acid. Um, no, actually, this phenylalanine is changed into phenyl pyruvic acid. But I have seen many sources where they say this phenylketonuria occurs due to accumulation of this phenyl pyruvic acid. So you may have um, chosen D as the option, but uh, appropriate is accumulation of phenylalanine. Okay. Okay, number 79. Which of the following is not a property of genetic code? Um, is not a property. Genetic code is non-overlapping. It's not overlapping. So option A. Economically important part of Crocus sativus is versatile anthers. No, bifid stigma. It is stigma, but this stigma is not bifid. It is tripartite funnel-shaped stigma. So D. D is the correct answer. Question number 81. Which of the following fruits were not cultivated for at least 4,000 years? I did not know this answer, but the answer key says, and I looked it up on the internet. It's avocado. Avocado. Okay, sorry. Consider the following statements. The fruit in Malus pumita is a pome. Okay, it's Malus pumila, common apple plant. Common, huh? It's pome. Apple fruit in apple is a pome. Yes. The pome is enlarged and fleshy receptacle. Yes, it's a false fruit. Okay, apple is a false fruit. False fruit which develops from thalamus. Oops. Thalamus is the fleshy receptacle. Okay. So both the answer is both assertion and reason are correct. 82's answer is A. The source of buckwheat flour is Phagopyrum esculentum. Phagopyrum is referred to as buckwheat. Question number 84. Which of the following describes gynoecium of wheat? Monocarpillary syncarpus unilocular ovary. No. Bicarpillary syncarpus unilocular ovary. Yes. Option B is the correct answer. Question number 85. The presence of D genome in hexaploid wheat is believed to have come from. If you look at this grass, this D genome, the hexaploid wheat, Triticum estimum, has A genome, B genome, and D genome. The D genome has come from this Triticum toshi. Okay. Okay. Question number 86. The term sustainability was used by Bertland Commission in its report entitled as Our Common Future. Question number 87. The pattern in which one group of plant species gradually replaces another in succession is described as. It is described as relay floristic model. Okay. Uh, some people may get confused with echosis, but it's a pattern actually. Echosis is simply the establishment of a particular species, particular community. Question number 88. Match the plant disease with their correct causal organism. If you look at apple scab, it is caused by Venturia inequalis. Every student of Kashmir may be knowing this. Apple scab is caused by Venturia inequalis. Then brown rot. Brown rot is caused by Monilina species. Fire blight is caused by Irvinia amylovora. Fire blight of fruits, huh? Fire blight of fruit plants. Fruits is caused by this Irvinia amylovora, and red root rot of apple is caused by Phytophthora species. So, according to this one, option C is the correct option here. Okay. Moving on to the 89, the AABVDD genome of hexaploid wheat is an example of. It's an example of allo polyploidy. Okay, it's a polyploid, but these genomes have come from different species. Autopolyploidy is when you will be having AAAA. This is autopolyploidy, where the genome of the species itself gets duplicated. Okay, the chromosome formally 2n equals x is equal to 7 represents which of the following. X is the basic set of chromosomes, and 2n is diploid. So when the diploid is actually the basic set, we call that as monoploid. Haploid is simply the half of the diploid. This diploid could be 4n, okay, equals 4x equals 7 4s are 28. Okay, so this could be 2n. Sorry, this 2n could be 4x equals 28. At that time, the n will be 14. Haploidy will be 14. Okay, but x basic set will be 7, which is monoploid. Okay. Question number 91. Which of the following is the correct sequence followed in gram staining? First, you stain them with crystal violet, then with iodine. Iodine acts as a mordant, then ethanol acts as a decolorizer, and finally counter stain staining is done by safranin. So A is the correct answer here. A is the correct answer. Okay. Question number 92. Which group among the following received Nobel Prize for their work on CRISPR-Cas9? This is a repetitive question. It was asked in the plus D examination as well. So it's Jennifer Doudna and Emmanuel Charpenter. They discovered this CRISPR-Cas9 system. Question number 93. Which of the following depicts the Michaelis-Menten equation? This is also a repetitive question. It is V0 equals V max S divided by Km plus S. Question number 94. The Lambert-Beer law. Okay. We usually study it as Beer-Lambert's law. Okay. Is the principle behind which of the following? Is the principle behind which of the following? It is the principle behind spectrophotometer. Question number 95 says, we match the amino acid group with the correct R group. If you look at non-polar aliphatic, non-polar is glycine and it's aliphatic R. Aromatic side chain is present in tyrosine. Sulfur containing is methionine, and negatively charged R group is aspartate plus glutamate. Okay, positively charged amino acids are histidine, lysine, and arginine. Okay, what is the correct option then? One matches with three here and here, and then two matches with four. Okay, option B is the correct answer. Question number 96 asks us introns were discovered by Philip Sharp and Richard Roberts, Thomas Ketch, ribozymes, Jacob and Monod, Lagopron, Messelcell and Stahel, semi-conservative DNA replication proof. Okay. Question number 97. Synaptonymal complex is observed in which following stage of meiosis? It is observed in zygotine. Okay. 98. Which of the following is an exception to the central dogma? Central dogma is DNA, RNA, and from RNA protein is formed. Okay, so this is the central dogma. Prion hypothesis says that. Okay, Prion hypothesis says that proteins are the infectious agents. Proteins are the infectious agents. It's kind of a confusing question. Signal hypothesis, null hypothesis. This is a confusing question because wobble hypothesis as such have nothing to do directly with central dogma. So your safe bet is this. Okay, Prion hypothesis. Okay, okay. Which of the following are important for protein folding? Question number 99. Which of the following are important for protein folding? These are chaperones. Signal sequences are for translocation of proteins into the different organelles. Okay. And the last question of this paper is Ca2 positive is an important secondary messenger used in cell signaling. Yes. The concentration of calcium 2 positive remains constant. No, it varies. Okay. So reason is correct. Incorrect. Reason is incorrect. Assertion is correct, but reason is incorrect. So C is the correct option. That's it from this video. I hope you got something from this and have learned something new. If you did, if you liked this video, kindly consider subscribing to this channel and also like this video and plus also share this video with your friends. I wish you best of luck for this exam if you have appeared in this exam, and I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care. Bye bye.